right, so now that we've unpacked some of the theoretical complexity involved in this practice, I want to talk about what this looks like in the rubric, what this looks like in the classroom when the teacher is performing this practice at different levels of complexity, different levels of success. And then as usual, we have our BCAIP score sheet over on the right. That should be familiar by now. So like in the last videos, we're going to start by thinking about what this practice looks like at a 0, because when we start doing our observation, whether it's in the classroom or we're watching a video, we're starting with no evidence. So we're always starting at a level 0 in both opportunities and supports, right? So at a 0 for opportunities for practice 3, we're seeing no clear evidence that students have an opportunity to work or discuss with others, besides perhaps a momentary pair share or whole group discussion. So this is like going back to the metaphor from the last video. Students are sitting on the sidelines for the most part, not engaging in that really authentic inquiry that we want to see. But they might do a momentary pair share. So it's not like there's like no discussion or collaboration at all. It's just not really in the realm of getting actually onto the field, you know? Okay, so starting off at a 0, we're going to be looking for evidence that will show us that we're at least a level 1. So this would look like students working or discussing with others, but student activity is only focused on replicating skills, procedures, or answering questions. Okay, so here we're seeing like that more like skill drill type of activity where students, they're not really getting to engage in that scrimmage, that authentic type of collaborative inquiry, but they are practicing skills and procedures in a more rote kind of way. So we would see like maybe a lab. We might see students doing a lab if it's a science class. That's kind of more, the emphasis is more on completing the procedure correctly than sense making or creativity. Okay, so if we see evidence for that, I might put it in here so we could say, oh, it's 7 minutes in, and students are working on a worksheet. Don't want to go into spend too much time fleshing out the example, but yeah, it's not creative. It's replicating skills or procedure. At least a level 1. Okay, so once we have our level 1 for this practice, we can start looking for evidence for a level 2 or potentially a 3. So in order to find evidence for a level 2, we would need to see students having an opportunity for collaborative inquiry. So that's what they're getting on the field. They're getting to use their skills and ideas in creative ways, where students have creativity and choice in how they generate new ideas, solutions, or interpretations together. Any language or language variety is permitted during collaboration. So we might see the teacher mentioning that students can use any language that they feel comfortable in, or you might just see students speaking in Spanish or Mandarin, you know, any language basically that isn't English if it's an English dominant classroom. But you might not necessarily see the teacher doing something, but the students are doing it, so you know that it's at least permitted. But you're not really seeing the teacher going to any great lengths to scaffold or support like multilingualism in the context of the collaboration. That's level 2. So you might see, okay, it's 8 minutes. No, we would need to be a couple minutes later. So let's say it's 15 minutes in. Students are working on an inquiry-based lab. Students are asked to creatively apply knowledge about, I don't know, whatever the disciplinary topic is for the day. And some students are speaking Spanish. Okay, so look, we don't see any particular language scaffolding, or at least a level 2. Okay, and now we're gonna, once we've established that there is collaborative inquiry, we know that we may get into level 3 territory. So for a level 3, students are having an opportunity for collaborative inquiry where students have creativity and choice in how they generate ideas and how they share ideas with others. So that's a difference between a level 2 and a level 3. You need to see students having creativity and how they share new ideas. And students are encouraged to use their full linguistic repertoire. So beyond just being permitted or allowed, students, the teacher is really encouraging. So they're, this is the teacher, right? Being cognizant of the fact that they have those multilingual students, to use the metaphor from the last video, those ambidextrous students, and the teacher is taking steps beyond just allowing the students to be ambidextrous to really encouraging, like, hey, here's a potential, like when you're working on X, Y, and Z, part of this activity is a great time to speak to each other in your other language, in Spanish.